Network of awareness makes your brain coherent. One of the fastest growing podcasts. You can hear it 24/7. You got listeners out in London, informationalists in Paris. The echo spreading out, no parrot. Just dissect, digest, and share it. The righteous rhymes hit the spirit. Click 90 times, it won't perish. Cause y'all's the mind ain't no fairy tale like the belly our parents. It's time to rise, don't get wary. United minds, it's apparent. Download every single errand, but most ain't fit to catch it, even if they were Larry. Interviews, the interludes, they enter you, taking you on a journey like no other. It places you in a state of awareness. It's your fault if you hate the truth, cause Yahweh's on his way, my brother. Better change your views. All praise, yeah.
Hello, positive people. You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness podcast radio station, giving you in-depth information on society and culture in America and abroad, with messages of inspiration, with keen insights, reputable interviews, and much more. So now, without further ado, your host of the Network of Awareness podcast, ORRA, the informationalist.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. Make me a nightmare for people like you. 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 Me a nightmare for people like you.
Yes, peace and greetings, brothers and sisters around the world. Welcome to the Network of Awareness. This is ORRA, the informationalist, owner, and founder of the Network of Awareness. And we have a great show today. It's going to be an interview with a young entrepreneur, a sister that some of you may know and some of you may not. But after this interview, you will know her now and forever. But before we get into that, brothers and sisters, as you can tell, I'm not my normal amped up self today. And I do apologize for not doing a show yesterday, but what happened to me on Wednesday night is I told y'all that I was feeling a little funny, right? And after I ate that contaminated food that I ate from that restaurant I haven't been to in a while, it's a Cuban restaurant I haven't been to in a while, and the lady's kind of shady, you know, like some of the Cuban people out here in Florida are. But that's a whole nother story. You know, I guess she gave me some contaminated food. I caught a fever literally several hours after I ate that food. And when that fever was starting to come down is when I was just finishing up episode 33, which was Universal Understandings. So, brothers and sisters, I haven't felt like this in 12 years. But yesterday was probably the worst of it. I sweated most of it out last night and this morning. So I'm finally starting to get back to normal. And I hope that I get back to normal by the weekend. But we're almost there. So that's pretty much what happened to me. It's the only reason I didn't do a show last night. So I do apologize. What I am going to do, I'm going to do a makeup show for Testament Thursdays. So I'll do a Testament Thursday show that I was supposed to do yesterday, tomorrow. And that way we won't miss out on the episode that I was supposed to do, because it's a good one. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, I always like to promote my brothers and sisters in this truth, because I think that's what you're supposed to do. That's how I grew up. You support the real, and those that ain't real, they don't get that same support. But when it comes to supporting my brothers and sisters in this truth, it's very important that I do that, because once we start connecting as a true community and we start truly supporting each other, we build a community that is a force to be reckoned with. And like I spoke about this with Brother Landon, I believe it was in 2020 or beginning of 2021, where we talked about the Black Wall Street. But I told him it's a spiritual Black Wall Street. It's a righteous Black Wall Street. And we can build that again. We can build that again by supporting each other faithfully. Today is Faith Over Fear Friday. So we're going to have a special guest, Sister Brittney. Some of you know her as Gentile Brittney. Some of you know her as Brittney Nicole. But she's the owner of Righteous Creativity. And I just want to read something before we introduce her. And this is from her own words. But she basically says that the Most High has helped us to create beautiful works for our mind, body, and spirit, right? And the items that she produces, the paintings and the vegan gummies and the things that she's going to talk about here that she sells, the chocolates and everything, these items are created with the help of the Most High in order to heal you spiritually, mentally, and physically, within and out as well, right? So, with that being said, before we get her onto the show, let's give her a nice round of applause here. So let's do that now. Welcome to the show, Sister Brittney.
Shalom. Thank you for having me, Brother ORRA. Thank you so much, and all praise to the Most High first and foremost, always. I'm grateful for this opportunity, and I'm glad that you are feeling better, brother, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
Well, sister, I'm happy to have you on the show. I think this interview is long overdue, to be honest with you.
I agree. So, and I'm glad that we're finally here and that we're finally doing it. All praise to Yah.
Absolutely. All praise to Yahweh, Elohim. And sister, why don't you tell the people that don't know you and some that do, tell them a little bit about who you are, and then we'll get into this interview.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, so some of you may know me as Gentile Britt, or you don't know me at all. But my name is Brittney, or Britt. I am the owner of Righteous Creativity, and things about me, I'm a spiritual woman first and foremost, and I love the Most High Yahweh, Ben Yahweh, and Yahweh Elohim, and His chosen. And that is where I stand with everything in my life. And I've always been someone who has been passionate about helping people and wanting to do something great with purpose. And with the help of Yah, He has helped me find that. And my passion is creating works that through Him that will help heal us in the long run, our minds, bodies, and spirits. Because I think now more than ever, we need that more than ever right now. And we need to uplift one another. And those are things that I've always been passionate about. I hate to see people in pain and suffering and hurting. So that is pretty much about me and where I come from and what I stand for.
Well, thank you for sharing that. Since you did decide to be with me for the entire show, this is going to be a very exclusive, informative show about who Brittney is. Let's start from the beginning. What was your upbringing when it came to spirituality, whether it be with religion? Because with me, I was raised in the Catholic religion, but I came from two parents that one was from the Jehovah's Witness religion and the other one was from the Catholic religion. They made a choice to keep me in the Catholic religion because they knew that Jehovah's Witness was way too far out there. So they said, let's go with the less crazy. With that being said, what was your spiritual upbringing like? And then can you transition into what brought you into the truth from being raised in that particular spiritual belief system?
Absolutely. Good question. Yes. It's funny that you said it. Okay. So ironically, I was baptized Catholic as a baby. I was not brought up in that church. My folks did have me go to church a few times. And when I was a teenager, I did go into church myself, searching. I think we all kind of go through that phase where we know and we're trying to figure it out, For me, I've always believed that there was the Most High, there is something and someone above all things. And we come from that. As early as I can remember, I've always felt that way. So I didn't really grow up in religion, but I did find myself going to church, searching for the Most High. And then, something just like I always kind of felt it wasn't right, or I didn't really necessarily belong there. And then in my later 20s, I was searching for truth and asking a lot of questions. Something about this world just seemed so wrong and evil. And I was constantly just asking questions. And I got on YouTube one day and started searching. And one day I came across Yash Karaz's videos on YouTube, but it was Black Child going over it. And that's how I kind of got introduced to the truth. And then from there, I went to Korah Films and listened to him on there. And ever since then, that's when I got into the truth. And Yahweh woke me up, and here I am.
So was there any particular moment in your life when that made you feel like you now had a connection with the Most High that you never had before? Was there any particular situation?
Yes. Oh, there's been so many, incidences in my life where, I felt closer to the Most High, especially just coming into the truth. I would say it was coming into the truth, and even up until now. Do you
remember the
I'm
first
learning
one? The first instance that happened?
Yes, the very first one is, right before I really made a major decision in my life where I knew that I had to make a major change, or else I was just going to stay in the same negative circle that I was in, we'll call it. And I made that decision with the help of Yahweh, and I asked him to bring me forth out of that situation and put me into something better. And he did do that. And that was like a moment for me where I was like, wow, like he's with me, he's listening, and he's here. And it just made me feel really humble and grateful, to be in that moment and know that, okay, like there is, I know that I'm not crazy, and the things that I hear and see, he's putting that on me to hear and see those things, so that was like the first major moment for me.
Now, ever since you come into this truth, what has it done for your level of creativity? Did your level of creativity shift when you came into the truth?
Absolutely. Yahweh has been amazing to me. I never ever thought that I would be able to create the things that he has allowed me to create with my hands. It's amazing. I've always been passionate about being in the kitchen and creating delicious but healthy food in the kitchen. I've always had a passion for art, but I never ever thought that I would do it. And it's amazing how Yah works, because again, I never thought that I would be doing any of these things. And I'm so thankful to the Most High that he has favored my hands to be able to create such beautiful works for him and for others as well.
Now, let's talk about the paintings first. So, because I know where we're gonna go with the gummies and the chocolates, right? Because you always had a connection to doing stuff in the kitchen that you had mentioned. So, before we get into that, what inspired you to become a painter, or were you painting as a kid? How did you develop that level of talent and skill?
Well, I've always had a passion for art since I was a kid. I absolutely loved art classes in school. And, I've always admired art. Like when we would take trips to the museums, I would always be infatuated. I'm like, wow, this is amazing how people can do this. And as a kid, some people might be familiar with that Bob Ross show that used to be on the public television station. I used to grow up watching that with my grandma, and would be blown away by the paintings that he created. And so it started there. And then I just always wanted to try my hand at painting. And again, I didn't think that I would actually have the confidence to do it. And one day Yahweh just said, Brittney, go get you some art supplies and just see what you can do. And that's where it started. And I just said, okay, let's give this a try. And now here we are. So again, it's a beautiful journey, and I'm very thankful to Yahweh for allowing me to do this, because I'm still shocked at the paintings that he's allowed me to create, because it's just beautiful. Like I could stare at my art all day. I do stare at it all day. So it's truly amazing.
I'm a firm believer that if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Can you let the listeners know the process that you go through before you actually create something like what we're looking at in this cover art for this episode?
Oh, absolutely. Well, first I pray.
Okay, that's what I was going to say, because usually there has to be some type of vision, and then you put the vision to fruition.
Absolutely. You are absolutely right. Well, first, like I said, I pray to Yah, over my process and, my hands and what, he wants me to create. And sometimes I'll be watching TV and I'll see something that kind of gives me an idea of what I might want to do. It could be like a set of colors that inspire me. So the process starts with, like you said, a vision. And then after that, I just kind of let it flow, to be honest with you. I let it flow, and sometimes the process will go quick. It just kind of depends. And then sometimes it'll take me days to do a painting, because I'll be like, okay, I don't like this. Let me change this. Or, let me switch up the colors on this. I don't, I want to make this lighter, or I want to make this darker. I want to add glitter. I'm always adding glitter to stuff. So it's kind of, just where the moment takes me. But I enjoy every second of it. All the work that goes into a painting, it doesn't feel like work because I truly love it and it makes me so happy. So that's pretty much the process, honestly. Again, I love doing it. It's amazing to be able to create something so beautiful. And I have to say my Hebrew art is definitely my favorite pieces of all time.
And why is the Hebrew art your favorite?
Because the Hebrews are the salt of the earth. I mean, and there's no one stronger than a Hebrew man or woman. I mean, honestly. And again, all praise to Yahweh ben Yahweh and Yahweh Elohim that I can create something so beautiful, such as a Hebrew king and queen, you know?
Absolutely. It's the process that you go through is the process of an artist. Like the ones that flow quick, like you were saying, that is because the spirit is you're more deeply connected in the spirit at that moment. And I say
it
that
moves
because
you. It just
because sometimes I'll write a song in 5 minutes, but that's because the spirit compelled me. It was flowing. I was in that positive stream that the universe has.
Yes.
And you're just connected. And then, like you were saying, there's some where it takes a little bit longer. And I've had songs take me a month just to finish 16 bars, just because I may not like something or I'm a little stuck at what to continue with where I left off. So, and that's when you're not that connected. You're still connected.
Right. But it's a little,
it's not as strong.
Right. Kind of like a writer's block thing going on.
Yeah. Now let's go to what you have. Let's tell the people about your products when it comes to the vegan gummies and also the chocolates. So let the people know about what is it that you offer.
Yes. Well, I offer a variety of goodies. I do vegan gummies, which are gelatin free, which are pork free. I know that a lot of you know that, but there's also a lot of folks who don't know that. And we're not supposed to eat pork. So I definitely cater to gelatin free vegan gummies. They are all natural, organic. There's no sugar in them. It's, no sugar, no glucose syrup. I know a corn syrup, I think, is another ingredient that those regular gummies use. It's all bad for you. So we offer those, and we also offer vegan chocolates, which there's nothing bad in those either. It's just straight up chocolate. And I can do CBD or hemp oil in them, or, you can get them without. And I consume my own product because it's so good and amazing. And vegan gummies, I absolutely, because I was searching to kind of give a little bit of history on it. I was searching for a vegan gummy because I'm like, everywhere I go, there's nothing, nobody has anything. No stores are offering anything. I'm like, let me just try to make my own. And that's how it came about. And I was like, this needs to be shared across the world because it's healthy. And that's the number one thing right there is, I support healthy food items for people because I want us to lead a healthy lifestyle in mind, body, and spirit.
Okay. So you had mentioned that you always like to be in the kitchen. So this is definitely something you had a passion for since you was young. Cooking different things, I'm sure.
Yes.
And taking something that you've always been passionate about in your life, what made you want to turn it into a business?
Good question. I think it's that drive for wanting to help people. Because I've always been someone who wants to help people and make a difference. If I can touch someone in their life and uplift them in any kind of way, that is what gives me satisfaction and makes me happy every day. And also, I feel that everyone should eventually try to get out of working that job if they can and try to, go into business for themselves, because it's just such a, yes. I mean, as you know, it's just such a, a messed up world that we live in. And, everyone should do something for themselves. And everyone has a gift. I'm a firm believer that everyone has a gift and they should, use it for good and to try to help folks.
I believe that too. I believe that in the time we're in right now in the world, I think everybody and their mother should be an entrepreneur,
Absolutely.
Whether
Absolutely.
you are working, not working, or even in retirement, everybody should have some form of line of business that they're sharing with the world, especially with the internet. It's not easy, but it's been an easier process to get your products out there. But it's still a difficult process to get the sales and to drive sales and build up a business. But I think it's something we should all do, not being dependent on government for much of anything.
Absolutely. Say that again.
Yeah.
Whew, yeah.
We're about 30 minutes into the broadcast, so I'm going to do things a little bit different. Normally, I play more music on Faith Over Fear Fridays, but since you're on the show, that's not what I'm going to do today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some music out early. That way you and I can continue to talk.
Okay.
When we come back from the instrumission, what I want to do is anybody in the chat room that has questions for Sister Brittney can put them into the chat room, and I will ask her the questions that you put out there. And of course, I'll let her know who is asking those questions. So before I go into the instrumission, I want to thank all the people that support me throughout all the podcasting platforms around the world, especially Apple, Spreaker, Spotify, Bullhorn, especially the people that support me on networkofawareness.com. You can download all my shows there. Shout outs to all the people that support me on Patreon, on Supercast, on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and SoundCloud, and all those other places. So today is Righteous Creativity on Faith Over Fear Friday. Let's take a look at the chat room here, sister. So in the chat room, we got, I want to give a shout out to Sister Mystic Royale. Shout outs to Mystic sister. And Kevin. Shout outs to Brother Kyle. Oh, look, we got Brother D Nice in the house. Shout outs to Brother D Nice. Matter of fact, D Nice.
Shout out.
What I'm going to do, D Nice, is I'm going to play a beat. The first beat I'm going to play is called Ridiculous. I want you to hear it because this is a beat that I definitely think me and you can definitely annihilate spiritually, of course. Shout outs to Sister Navia Kara, first time in the chat room.
Oh,
Appreciate
Queen Navia. Hey, much love.
Yes, thank you, Sister Navia, for supporting. Shout outs to Alkaline J, Brother Jacob. Of course, you know that Sister Danita is going to be in the house as always.
Of course, Sister Danita, love you, sis.
Shout outs to Wifey. Wifey's working right now, but she's listening.
Oh, Sis Letta, love you.
Shout outs to Sister Crystal, always in the house.
Sis Crystal, love you. I got a chance to sis, love you, sis.
We got another longtime listener. Shout outs to Brother Mauricio.
Shalom.
Yeah, shalom, Brother Mauricio. All right, so let's take a brief instrumission. And like I said, anybody has questions for Sister Brittney, definitely put them in the chat room because we're going to continue this dialogue and we're going to get really deep into the spiritual entrepreneurship and more about righteous creativity, people. So you're listening to episode 34, Righteous Creativity, with Sister Brittney, who is the owner and founder of Righteous Creativity. So we will be back, folks. Let's go.
ORRA, the informational.
to the network of awareness.
Please just tell me what's happening to me in plain English without the mumbo jumbo.
Welcome to Faith Over Fear Fridays, people. D-Nice, are you feeling this one, D-Nice? Here's the breakdown. Here it comes. Here we go.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just cause you don't like the way another nigga talk.
In the mix. In the mix. In the mix. In the mix. In the mix.
All praise Yahweh. Here we are back again, about to drop some facts again. Yahweh's word spreads like a vicious net for capturing those with an ear to listen, those who paid attention, those who stand bold like a soldier with their convictions, not quick to fold or throw in the towel when under pressure. They walk it like they talk it, they live the message, but depression's what most folks are facing. They got the vaccination, we in zombie land, pretty soon we gon' have to dance. Better keep that sword in your body, fam, place this far from the game. Babylon will burn down and blame, some debts are better off real slow, so you can witness the pain. You tortured slaves, 400 plus years of pain, hung brothers up in the trees, swinging for days and days. Now this is your end of days, you looking so disarrayed, try to cover cover your ears, but the truth still gon' penetrate. The hatred is strong, but races still want to imitate and integrate. Only Yahweh's chosen holy nation can ever be this great.
Yahweh's amazing. Before I eat, I'm saying my graces. I pray for knowledge and wisdom and peace. We dwell in greatness. 144,000 frequencies and vibrations. So don't give me amped. Go take a hike and camp like concentrations. Pull up my pants and send my genes to elevate genetics. I'm concentrating, no recess to dominate recessives. No car insurance, the way I swerve, they be like impressive. Stephanie Courtney know my flow is looking more progressive. My aura is a network full of awareness and gifts like ORRA, the informationalist. Shout out my brother, take one. All these chances in life, don't hesitate and wait to take one. We are the true Jews, about to take off. Hitler knows we don't play soft. I pull up and let like 8 off. Watch a demon head splatter, give me back my platter that y'all just ate off.
Yo, remember what we talked about building something special as a 1/3? Well, I feel like we're finally here. A righteous Wall Street, bro. Yes, sir, let's get it.
All praise to the Most High, this is only the beginning.
Yeah.
Yahweh, man, Yahweh. Righteously preparing, raising our awareness. The social engineering, just faithful forbearing. Salute to those faith in it, kings and queens creating it. That's people awakening, 2/3 be forsaking him. 1/3 keeps on praising him, putting all my faith in him. Most people be faking it, munching on some bacon bits. Ignorance remains in bliss. In this life I came to win. Righteousness I'm living in. Truth is the enlightenment. Yahweh's the embodiment of peace and redefinement. Elohim is in the science, go grown out for lions. Raising the horizons, frequency just heightens. Spirit always brightens, no fear can ever frighten. A man on a mission, living out his visions. Truth to the tradition, gaining all the wisdom. To be freed from the prison, transition with God's mercy. With the early worthy, realist, righteous visionaries.
Too many people live their life in sin. You gotta change your life before the very end. The signs of the times and we know it's coming. But I walk in this light of to and fro, you'll be running. See, I choose to serve Yahweh Elohim instead of pursue a life of finer things. So break free from vanity, iniquity, depravity, to free yourself from death and all calamity. Yeah.
Yahweh's with me, I be walking in my truth. I overcame my struggles, I'm the living proof. The truth's a weapon, just put it to good use. You can hang a lie by the neck, something like a noose. Y'all favor me, the real one, cause I'm a visionary. Committed to the truth, exposed to lies like a visionary. Tell them that the world that we live in is fucking crazy, so don't be moving shady, y'all's protecting his people.
The world is trying to back me up against the wall like a cat. Guess what? I'm clawing out of that. Big facts. Guarantee no pussies over here. When it all goes down, I'm negating all fear. You hear? Lend me your ear like a homeless man asking for $1. The irony in that 2/3 are going to holler, cause it's not gonna work shit. You did. Put your body in the ditch if your ass cannot handle it. The elites is playing with us. Call it Squid Games. You decide if you want your brains falling on your lap and let the rats eat it. Just to be safe, no honor in that. I'd rather be with killers that spit facts. You would never see me selling my ass for some cash. Hollywood is gonna burn down and crash. I'ma be excited about this. No tear dropping when it really ends. It's going to hit like Goku fists. Good demons cannot block this.
Ain't it funny how we went from whips and chains? Now the only thing we sing about is our whips and platinum chains. Instead of seeking the Most High, they rather seek the fame. So what's changed? They tried voting, they tried marching, and a damn thing changed. We still got burned and hung from a tree. Now you want to be a Mason of the 33rd degree. Yahweh never died on a cross, he died on a tree. So what's changed? I tell you what's changed. Now we know the truth. Hebrews are the chosen people, and Judah is the proof. Shalom, Barakatah, and salute.
Yeah. Yeah. Make sure every day you do your own research, you seek out the truth, you stand in your truth no matter what. Yeah. Shalom. Let's get it. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you. Keep on seeking. I had no choice, I had to make it. All them chances I kept taking on myself. All within, higher self, I channel him. Yahweh guided me, how can I lose these niggas fools? Taking COVID jabs, I see right past the hokey doke. This shit the joke, just keep your third eye woke. Cause they will try to sleep you, but my vibration rising higher. Gone, I'm gliding, wings are spreading. Now I'm flying, government spying. They trying to kill you off, one by one. Agenda 21, 22, they keep hiding the truth. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, keep on me and you. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, just keep on me and you. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you. Keep on seeking richly growing, awaken vibration, raising the flow with toxic energy. I'm shedding, seeing everything with my third eye. You can't relate if you sleep. You a sheep, you can't see what's going on in front of you. You hypnotized by the TV. The shit getting crazy, pushing agendas. The truth is constantly hitting you, forbidden from waking up anybody. When you do, they silence it. Only way to get ahead is sell your soul. Once you jump down the rabbit hole, can't turn back. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, keep on me and you. Open up your eyes, stand in your truth. Open up your eyes, just keep on me and you. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you, keep on seeking truth. Use your own mind, be your own man. Use your third eye, gotta take a stand. Always walk by faith, fuck man what they say. Just always be you, keep on seeking truth.
Ever heard?
Attitude reflect leadership.
Attitude reflect leadership.
Attitude reflect leadership.
Attitude reflect leadership.
Trapped in a world where they don't want how you learn. No. They want everybody the same. They don't want to see that proper growth and development. Expanding my brain so I can learn what I can. All because of how you learning. Learning knowledge that I never thought I would. You get me, yeah. Cause of how you learning. They don't want nobody having that knowledge. Waking up in a different light, got my mind right. It took me time and time. It took just to put it together. You know you not learning nothing when you second guessing. Because it all lies. They put us in school for 12 years plus. Got the nerve to give us a paper certificate. I've been watching quite some time. Finally, that I see what's going on. Every time that I lay down, yeah. I feel, yeah, sad.
I'll start off my morning run about 6 o'clock. Not like I got a choice. It's just it's rough.
Trapped in a world where they don't want how you learn. No. They want everybody the same. They don't want to see that proper growth and development. Expanding my brain so I can learn what I can. All because of how you learning. Learning knowledge that I never thought I would. You get me, yeah. Cause of how you learning.
Remember
remember 6 a.m. waking up to get to class. Now it be 5 a.m. I'm rising up to hit them laps. School never taught me to be this disciplined with myself. All praise to Yahweh, been Yahweh helping me with my health. The spirit keeps me up even though we all packed in the jungle. The elites be lying, they want you mentally trapped in a bubble. You see them smile on TV, always acting like they love you. Don't wanna see you rise up, they wanna see you ash and rubble. I keep my acts in humbleness in hopes that the Lord will favor me even more, cause he's the one that has my number. He's been my guide, he's made me wise. He's all I know until the end, I'm gonna grind. Looking up to the sky, trying to stay righteous with the storm on my side. The crown of life is my why. I'm asking Father, please help guide me to the light.
Trapped in a world where they don't want how you learn. No, they want everybody the same. They don't want to see that proper growth and development. Expanding my brain so I can learn what I can. All because of how you learning. Learning knowledge that I never thought I would. You get me, yeah, cause of how you learning.
I'm a little concerned right now about your salvation and stuff. How come you have not been baptized?
Because I never got around to it, okay? I don't know why you always have to be judging me. Because I only believe in science.
When the light has faded and darkness is abroad, the light is only dim because the darkness teaches us lessons that need to be learned in order for one to move forward. Embrace the darkness, for the darkness is your friend. So there is no end. It's only an illusion to what has been. Follow the light and let the spirit embark on a flight to a destination unknown, but to a place where love is the building blocks that call this place home. We are always accompanied on this journey, but still feel alone. It is never the same journey or experience that is ever shown. It is your imagination that awakens the passion that will weather the storm, because it is the pure compassion in the soul that is vigorous and strong. We're one with eternity, so let's be connected to the positive stream that allows us to fulfill our infinite destiny, most definitely. Let's strive to be the best people we can be with a power that is humanly new to see. So mistaken dismay can lead us astray, so let us stay, for it is our free will that allows us to make a choice. So I choose Yahweh with no delay.
I done made mistakes on purpose to divide the worth from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been alive before churches, cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions, cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, so searching, networking and murking. Anytime think I drop my curtain, with a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose to lyrically service the mental malnourished until I perish.
Yahweh's gonna save the awakened, then take him to an ageless haven. Patient, I can't stray away, gotta keep obliterating the pavement. Still remember that day on the phone, Mark, he said, yo, don't you take your foot off the gas. Always something to give y'all praises.
We're the dark oasis, for countless cases, a peak of faithless. I'ma need the patience, defeat them chases. We seek his graces for true salvation. We keep on praising, we go on blazing these revelations. Cease to hate, no altercations. Good vibrations, we back to basics to build foundations. Y'all defeated Satan. I done made mistakes on purpose to divide the worth from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been alive before churches, cause Yah is person on person. So I'm worried about complicated versions, cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, so searching, networking and murking. Anytime think I drop my curtain, with a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously merging and physically working on my purpose to lyrically service the mental malnourished until I perish. People pursuing acts of violence, their persistent act of defiance, freely forming a righteous alliance, truly against the science appliance. On a mission with wisdom and guidance, steady defeating the ignorant science, sealing convicted and non-compliant. Spiritual wars that move in silence.
Let's talk about what matters. Drop the vanity. Folks out here losing their sanity. Kids popping off, lost in fantasies. People grieving over loss of family. The evil that be with the power, turning the people with credence to cowards, seeking to seize believers with vows. Man, even Stevie can see that it's foul.
I done made mistakes on purpose to divide the worth from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no My faith been alive before churches, cause Yah is person, I'm person. So I'm worried about complicated versions, cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, so searching, networking and murking. Anytime to drop my curtain, with a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously emerging and physically working on my purpose to lyrically service the mental malnourished until I perish.
Depression gone with every song, music led by another echelon.
To get you strong, keep pressing on, long after we dead and gone.
From dusk till dawn, we're righteously armed with spiritual lessons from Yah.
We where we belong, we keeping on, the righteous with third of Zion.
Records embellished with heavenly eloquence.
Elohim's presence presently evident.
Intricate elements, infinite intelligence.
Spiritual specimens lyrically resonant.
The gift was inheritance, smaller percentages.
Carefully measured and meant to be shared.
With the message projected, cemented, embedded.
The sensible question is, what will you get from it? Made mistakes on purpose to divide the worth from the worthless. Reveal the facts to be certain. No pain, no gain in the verses. My faith been alive before churches, cause Yah is person, I'm person. So I'm worried about complicated versions, cause the call to divine divergence. I'm still hurting, so searching, networking and murking. Anytime to drop my curtain, with a spirit that city suburban. I'm seriously emerging and physically working on my purpose to lyrically service the mental malnourished until I perish.
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just cause you don't like the way another nigga talk.
In the mix. In the mix. In the mix. In the mix. In the mix.
My crown I can't lose, Yahweh I choose. Allergic to the wicked, it makes me go at you. Remember when I was hurting, broken without you? I was searching for something higher than the words of pools. Behold, you led me to Yasha Allah Karal, liberated from believing the name was Jesus and God. Here I am, years later, still pushing hard. You never left my side, homies, wherever you are, holding on. But dear life, the old me's long gone, but residuals of the individual prolongs. But I'm still here, demons I'm fencing, holding up my defenses on guard. I'll be a goner if it weren't for you, oh Elohim, King of Kings, Alpha Omega, first and last, creator of everything. Forever your name reigns supreme.
That's all it takes to know that you will guide my path. Open doors, make a way, because you and the love you have for me is clearly shown. It's not the praises of man, it's the works of your hand. I know that I'm not alone.
Shalom, walking in life under the dome. So much chaos in the world going on. If you ever had doubt that made you feel alone, remember that the Most High watching from the throne. Since my younger days, I was trying to buck up, took the wrong path, and I remember when I fucked up, running with police and the thought of being cuffed up, trying to give me 5 years like tough luck. Calls from jail, no one picking up the phone. Pop's funny answer, yo, you on your own. Feelings betray me like damn, I'm alone. The past was laid out that the Most High shown. Finally, I was going home. Universal rap, high frequency tone. 1/3 with a light could pick a bone. Waiting for the day for Yah to bring us home.
That's all it takes to know that you will guide my path. Open doors, make a way, because you and the love you have for me is clearly shown. It's not the praises of man, it's the works of your hand. I know that I'm not alone.
Let's stay to that. For one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take the freedom.
Listen, right now. Why, oh? I ain't playing about it, I need my money right now. I don't care about that shit, but the hundreds give me power to change the world. I'm coming for the man's throat. We killing Mother Earth, yo, it ain't no fucking joke. Turn your TV off, read the book, stupid. Get your mind right, if we unite, we could do this. I was born to ride for the cause, wildin' out in my drawers. Bad it, fuck the laws, they corrupt. I do my own dance, to my own drum, sing my own song. I ain't heard nothing real in so long. God soldier, yo, your time's over. Mobbing with my posse, overthrow ya. Power to the people, love conquers all, kill what's evil. It's like 1, 2, 3. I go by the name Death Free. Peace and love, that's how I ride. And you know that we won't stop. Why, oh? 1, 2, 3. I'm for hope and equality. I can't they done shot Nipsey. Too much violence, it must stop. Why, oh? No one's innocent, we all play a part. If we turn our heads, then we ain't pure of heart. Takes courage, baby, who's coming with me? Who's down to step up? Who's getting busy on the punk beats? Pick your fucking trash up. Ocean's dying, threw your damn cup out the window. Microplastics for the kiddos. More fire, more carbon. More liars in the government. Folks starving, folks tired. Who's riding? It's like 1, 2, 3.
You are now tuned in to the Network of Awareness.
Peace and love, that's how I rock. And you know that we won't stop. Why, oh? 1, 2, 3. I'm for hope and equality. I can't believe that they done shot Nipsey. Too much violence, it must stop. Why, oh? We gon' spread that peace and love. We gon' spread that peace and love. We gon' spread that peace and love right now. Why, oh? We gon' spread that peace and love. We gon' spread that peace and love. We gon' spread that peace and love right now. Why, oh? Hey yo, spread it. All that hatred got to dead it. If we don't come together, then we gon' regret it. Headed towards freedom with no break, no exit. The man's time is over. You can say I said it. Spread it. All that bullshit got to stop it. Fighting against each other, yo, that's what he always wanted. Robbing for the guys, for my guys. Get it on till I die. I'm a freedom ride. Change is gonna come. We gon' spread that peace and love. We gon' spread that peace and love. We gon' spread that peace and love right now. Why, oh? We gon' spread that peace and love. We gon' spread.
Life is an unpredictable and amazing journey. Our ever-changing conditions within today's society and the constant new trends influencing cultures can become overwhelming, to say the least. But no worries. The Network of Awareness podcast radio show brings peace of mind in these challenging times. Follow us on your favorite podcast listening app and join our community of Network of Awareness at networkofawareness.com. All right, we are back here on Faith Over Fear Fridays. It's July 1st, people. We are now past 6 months into the year 2022, which is the year of the Hebrew. And for those that don't know, that might be new to the network, Network of Awareness is a network of podcasters. And we talk about things like spirituality, society and culture, social sciences, relationships, music, politics, and personal development. And one of the things that I like to do is I like to recognize the people that are really about this truth. And they not only talk it, but they walk it. And speaking of one of those people, that's why I have Sister Brittney from Righteous Creativity on the show today, because she is one of the people that's walking, talking, and walking it back again. And I truly believe she's one of the few people in this truth that is truly keeping balanced and walking this righteous tightrope to be in devotion and faithfulness to Yahweh Elohim. So with that being said, let's continue with the second half of this show.
Yes.
Now,
thank you, brother.
Yeah, not a problem. Now, since we took a break, right? We did have one question. Now, brothers and sisters, I'm going to continue with the show, but if you have a question for Sister Brittney, now is the time to put them in there. There is a question here. Now it says, this is from Brother Jacob. It says, Brittney, on your Instagram page, I was very shocked about, this is more of a statement. I thought it was a question. But he basically says, I was very shocked about Kraft cheese and Kool-Aid having pork in it. but I know already about Skittles, Starburst, and marshmallows having pork in it as well. So, is there any comment you want to make to that?
Yes, actually, there is. Brother Jacob, I was shocked myself when I found out all of the products that contain pork. I'm like, are they sneaking this crap in? Because it sounds like they're sneaking this shit in. Excuse my language. But because not everybody wants to consume pork. You know, we're not supposed to consume it. And I was very shocked as well to find out all of the things, marshmallows for sure, anything that contains pretty much any gelatin product whatsoever. So it's not good at all.
So we have a question from Sister Navia. She says, are any of your products gluten-free?
Yes, Queen Navia, they are gluten-free. They don't contain gluten whatsoever. They are completely organic and completely natural. I'm careful when I use that word, but because my products are truly natural, there is no, it's just straight natural. It contains 4 ingredients tops. So they are gluten-free.
We have a question from Brother D Nice. It says, do you sell white, milk, and dark chocolate?
Yes, I sell white chocolate. I can do dark chocolate, milk chocolate, whatever chocolate you would like. I can do nuts in those if you prefer nuts in your chocolate, or if you don't want anything in your nuts, I can do any kind of candy in there. I can do a mix, like if you would like there to be white chocolate and dark chocolate mixed in all into one little bar, I can do that. I can do peanut butter chocolate. So anything that you would like, I can make it happen. Vegan wise.
That's what's up. Now, let's go a little bit more. You might have to reiterate this because Brother Kyle, shout outs to Brother Kyle and Brother Mr. Webb. Kyle. Brother Webb in the house. And Brother Kyle says, Sister Brittney, love your artwork. Great contrast, heart and death. How did you get started?
Thank you, Brother Kyle. I appreciate that. I got started a few years ago. Well, in December 20. Well, no, not December. Sorry, guys. In 2020, I knew that I needed a change in my life, and I knew that Yahweh favored me with gifts to bring to the forefront for Him and for others. With painting, it just randomly came about. Yah put the spirit on me and said, "Just give it a try and see what comes about." And it just started from there. And I challenged myself with creating. I just challenged myself when it came to drawing out art and then painting it as well, because sometimes it starts with the drawing. And I was always into drawing as well. So it definitely started from drawing and wanting to bring it to a canvas.
So we have a fellow entrepreneur in the house. Shout outs to Brother Cook and Wifey from King's Brew and Allura Beauty Abundance. Now, Brother Cook says, where do you get your chocolates from?
I make my chocolate from organic, just chocolate chips. I use a certain brand that is completely organic and just chocolate. There's nothing extra, no sugar or anything like that in there.
That's good. So you're making everything from scratch.
Absolutely.
Shout outs to Brother Rory from the Rule Room.
Hey,
we got people. That's one thing about my shows. It starts off a little, like maybe a couple of people, and then people start trickling in throughout the first hour or so. And it's crazy because I used to do 3-hour shows, and I used to get a lot of listeners doing 3-hour shows. And I thought that I was spending too much time. But when I started condensing it, I noticed less people. So I keep it to 2 to 3 hours now, but most of the time it's 2. Sister Navia said, do you have a website you can go to? Which you do. Matter of fact, your website, I forgot to put it in the description page. But if you want to answer that, I'll do that while you're answering that question. Let me fix that.
Yes. Yes, Queen Navia, I do have a website, although it currently is not up right at the moment due to some hardships that are going on, but I'm still running the business. So if anyone does want to contact me for an order, you can either go to my Instagram or I have a Facebook business page as well.
So, okay.
The website, sorry guys, the website will be back up though very soon. It's just only temporary.
Okay, so let me do that right now. I'm going to copy and paste your Facebook page and your Instagram. And I'm going to put it into the description page here. Let me see that. Let me do that real quick. Do you know when your website will be back up by? Any approximation date?
Yes, I do. I will have it back up and running by August 1st.
Okay, so we only got to wait another month.
Yes.
So let me just put this in the description box for you for more info.
Yes, thank you.
All right, cool. I just took care of that. So people, if you look in the description box, I just updated it. It might show in your screen. You might have to refresh or not. You'll see it after the fact. I put it in there now. So if you want to get a hold and put in an order for any of Sister Brittney's paintings or for her vegan products, you can see it there. Her IG is at Righteous Creativity, B as in boy, Nicole. And then her Facebook is at Righteous Creativity B. Nicole LLC. So there you go, people. That's her links for now until she get her website back up. Okay. So let's see here. This is from Brother Cook. He says, does your gummy contain any gelatin? And if so, does it contain any pork?
Great question, Brother Cook. No, it contains absolutely zero gelatin and zero pork. That is something that was part of my motivation in making the vegan gummies is I wanted a product that was pork free and gelatin free because all gelatin products contain pork. And it is truly disgusting to me how many products they put out there that have gelatin. I think some Cheetos contain gelatin pork product in them. It's so many products and things that you wouldn't think of, like someone said Skittles contain pork. It's so many products, things that you would not think of, as I stated. So it's sickening. But my vegan gummies are absolutely 100% pork free. That is something I am proud of, and I stand on 150%.
That's interesting that Skittles. I used to be a big Skittles eater. Like that was one of my favorite candies. Man. It's crazy how you wouldn't believe that something so small that has so much flavor in it, considering candy, has pork in it, right? Like how do they find the time to fill in that ingredient into something that basic? You know, right? Because
and most people don't think about it because it's not meat, you know. And when most people hear pork, they're like, oh, you know, pork chops and bacon and all that stuff. No, it's in other products as well.
Let me ask you a question, because you obviously have a lot of knowledge when it comes to products that are edible, like food and things of that nature. What is your perception on how people should go about eating, considering that most of the food that is sold in the United Serpents of America it's all contaminated with something that is unhealthy for our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
What's your? I just want to kind of pick your brain on what do you think a person should do these days in order to avoid putting less toxins in their body and more nutritional value into their body?
Absolutely. Great question. I think the first thing that people should do is definitely research. Once you start researching what we should consume versus what we are consuming, I mean, you have to look at everything at face value. You know, when you walk into the grocery store, the things that are cheap is the stuff that's not even good for us. The stuff that is good for us, such as produce and organic, vegan foods, they are all outrageously expensive. You have to question that. I think it starts there, you know, questioning, you know, something isn't right here. And then most people don't even read the ingredients on the back. That's another thing that I would suggest that people do is start looking at the ingredients that you are consuming and researching what everything is, because you will be surprised, and not pleasantly. It's very important that we take what we eat seriously, because initially we are what we eat. That statement is so true. And if we're not eating the right foods and not taking care of our stomach and our temple, which is, you know, our insides, nothing good is going to come from that. We're going to suffer tremendously. You know, there's so many diseases that the food that is sold in grocery stores that, you know, it can give us. It starts with research and wanting to do better. So those are the things that I suggest and that I take to heart, because, you know, I started doing those things, you know, a few years ago, and I take it so to heart. So I'm all about health, everybody.
Yeah. I mean, just like I was saying earlier, I'm still recovering from, I ate some chicken and yellow rice with some sweet plantains from this Cuban spot that I haven't been to in a while. And I'm not going back there, man.
Don't do that.
Food really fucked me up. Something awful, man. Oh. And I still have the pain in my head, but without the fever. But this lady doesn't do cards. All she does is accept cash. So that's like a big red flag.
Right. That's yeah.
Because, you know, where I grew up, you know, growing up in the hood and growing up in New York City, the only place that accept cash was the Chinese restaurants. Everybody else does card except the Chinese restaurants. So that's always like a little red flag, and being aware of the people that, you know, prepare your food. But
definitely,
we do have a comment here. It's from Sister Mystic. This is more, I'm gonna read this out because this is her appreciating your essence, your contributions within this true community. It says, Brittney, I adore your creativity. I love how open you are. In that aspect, I am learning from you. I've been conserving my art to myself. Seeing you share is very encouraging to me, honestly. I've only shared my art with people in person. I'm learning now everything made with Yahweh in mind is meant to be passed on. Salute to you, sister. You are such a precious queen, and it shows in all your works. Continue one. That's very nice. Thank you, Sister Mystic. That was nice.
That means so much to me.
Let's see here. I'm just going through the chat room.
Can I just respond to that real quick?
Yeah.
Let me say, okay, Sister Mystic, I wholeheartedly encourage you to step out of your comfort zone and let your art be shared. Yahweh definitely wants it to be seen, honey. And I want to see it myself personally, because I love art. I'm just so passionate and I appreciate art, and especially from one artist to another, it can be a lot that goes into it, but it doesn't feel like it because the spirit just takes you. But I encourage you, sister, to just keep at it and don't give up. And with Yahweh, all things are possible, and he is amazing. But I thank you for your comments, sis. It means a lot. And you inspire me to keep going as well. And I need that. So thank you.
See, I knew once I mentioned the Cuban spot that Brother Kyle was going to make a comment. He said, no more Cuban toast for you.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I think I'm going to stick to the Colombian spot that I've been going to where I never have issues. And then, of course, my Mexican peoples where I get the best tacos. But
I love tacos.
Yeah, no more that Cuban spot. That's the last time they're going to get my money for sure. Oh, man. Shout outs to Brother Landon, righteously prepared in the house.
Brother Landon, hey.
So, sister, let's talk more. Let's just have a conversation between you and I.
Mm-hmm.
The question I wanted to ask is, where do you feel this country? You've been here for quite some time, probably not as long as me, but you've been here long enough to know that this is a shithole of nothing but a long legacy of lies, right? Especially when it comes to the food. I mean, the food is a great depiction of what this country is all about.
Yes.
I put out a social media post in regards to Kellogg's keeping these additives that are very detrimental to children, to their health, messes with their neurological systems and all this other stuff. And I put this out. It was one of those, when you do the side by side and you're showing yourself and then the clip. Got a lot of likes and stuff and a lot of responses. My question to you is, where do you think, from your perception, that this country is going from everything that's just happened in the last couple of years? What do you think the trajectory of this country is going into?
Great question. Well, it's definitely not going anywhere. This is definitely worse than Sodom and Gomorrah that we are in. And it is not going to change. It's only going to get worse. And I feel that you should start questioning things like, number one, they charge us for everything that we need in life: shelter, food, healthcare. And then the healthcare system is something, in a whole other subject that is completely messed up and it's not what we need to, survive. You have to question those things. Like, why in the world would they charge us for the things that we need in life to survive? Number one. Then you have to question the healthcare system. Then you have to, it kind of just is a snowball effect after you start really digging in deep as to why this country is the way it is. And nothing is getting resolved. It's only getting worse. It is so many things to consider when you start going down this rabbit hole, because that's initially what it is. But it's going nowhere and nowhere fast. And it's amazing to be a witness of it, because Yahweh's word over everything. And in that aspect, I feel humbled to be able to witness it, the destruction of America, because America deserves everything and more that's coming as far as recompensing. Because initially it's just sickening and disturbing through and through. And speaking of children, the future is not looking good. And it's our job to make sure our children are in faith and know the word of Yah. to the best of our ability, because Yahweh is the only thing that's going to save us from this messed up planet, this messed up country, we'll say, because initially it started with America. So, yeah.
This is a two-part question.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's Faith Over Fear Friday, I think it's important that we include faith into this discussion here.
Absolutely.
The two-part question is this. I always say that faith is a universal principle that is a superpower.
Mm-hmm.
The more you practice it, the more powerful you become, and the more I believe you are protected by the Most High based on the level of faith that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, what does faith mean to you? And the second question is, what has faith done for you in your life?
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a great question. Faith is everything to me. Faith is what keeps me going and getting out of bed every day. My faith in Yahweh, knowing that I'm still here and I have a chance to, not a chance, but I'm taking the opportunity that Yah has given me to be better and do better than I did yesterday. It also is about knocking down that negativity. I think we are all going through that more than anything right now, and the times that we are in now. I know that I am not the only one that is dealing with it left, right, top, bottom, everywhere you turn around, it's something or someone. And without faith, I would not be able to deal with all of that. And I know that I'm not the only one who feels that, especially in this truth, because we are all going through that right now. And Yahweh and my faith in Yahweh has brought me through so many dark times and moments and spaces in my life that I don't even know how I would have gotten out if it wasn't for Yahweh. He's the only reason that I did make it out of those tough times. Faith is everything. And without faith, you have nothing. So we have to have faith in this wicked world. And, my soul hurts for those who don't have it. Cause before I really came in the truth, I remember feeling empty. I was searching. I'm like, okay, I don't feel right. And when Yahweh woke me up and brought me into this truth and this beautiful journey that I've been on, I don't feel empty anymore. I feel whole, if that makes sense. I know that I'm not alone, which again, gives me more faith, that Yahweh is still with me and he hasn't given up on me. Faith is everything, and it's everything to me. And that's the best way I can answer that.
Before I go into something else that I wanted to talk about, where it's more from you, but staying on the topic of faith, when has faith helped overcome a fear in your life?
Oh, all the time, every second. When I step out of of our homes every day, and for me personally, that's, it's a scary world out there. So with Yahweh, saying a prayer when I first wake up and before I leave, because we're going out into a place we have no idea what's going to happen. Anything can happen at any point in time. And having that faith is everything. I mean, it's literally, I'm never thinking about it, if that makes sense. And I always try to not even give fear any of my energy, because I feel like we give power to that if we, think about it or feed into it. And it's easier said than done, trust me, I know, because I go through that every day too. We're human and we're going to have that. But it's about not thinking about the fear so much, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we will fear no evil.
We have, I think we have a question here. It's from Sister Danita. It says, Britt, it is said that we are our worst enemy. Would you say your faith has helped you be more confident in believing in your abilities?
Oh, great question, Sister Danita. Absolutely. I struggle with believing in myself at times, and Yahweh gives a constant reminder that to believe in myself and believe in him and what he's favored me to do. And that's to share our gifts with him and everyone else. And that is definitely has given me confidence. And every day I feel more and more confident in bringing it out. Absolutely.
Okay, so if anybody has questions, keep putting them in the chat room. Definitely will address them. In the meantime, sister, let's do something a little different here from the standard interviewing process and in a show that I would do. We have just over 30 minutes for this broadcast to be done and over with. So is there anything that you want to discuss on this show? Anything that would be a topic of discussion that's been weighing on your mind that I will definitely be more than willing to engage with you on that?
Oh, wonderful. Okay, this is nice. There's so many things we could talk about. Something in particular that I do want to bring up, because I feel like I can't be the only one who has been noticing this, but with my devices lately, like my cell phone, laptop, TV, all the smart devices that I have been working tremendously slow lately and malfunctioning a lot, and not working properly. I'm wondering, have you or anyone else maybe in the chat have been having those issues? Because I've been asking myself, has there been a shift or something that's making everything go crazy? Or is it just me?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, and I have a lot to say about that.
Oh, good.
With me and electronic products, when it comes to cell phones especially, I've always had a lot of problems with them. I think one of the reasons is they're built that way. They're built to not last long. That's why, if you notice, cell phones are one of the only products that actually has a new version of itself that comes out every year, sometimes twice a year. And you have to ask yourself, wait, what can you do with this device in a year that's going to make it so much better than the one previous?
Right.
Like, for example, I have iPhone XR. Something that they did different with the XR is that the screen, you know how you have to have a screen protector so your screen doesn't shatter?
Right.
They did some special type of lining with the screen for the XR that you could drop it a billion times like I've done, and it doesn't scratch or mess up the screen. That's a little modification, right? But something like that, according to them, warrants to call it something different with all this different technology. But it's really just to make money. But something that Microsoft is really huge on is their products are built to pretty much fuck up after a certain amount of time.
Right.
One of the reasons I don't like using Microsoft products is because they're constantly sending you updates on a regular basis. Apple doesn't do that. Apple will give you an update, but it's very rare. Whether it's Apple, whether it's Microsoft, I think to answer your question, sister, what's happening is lately, for the past 6 months, I've been having internet issues where the internet goes out intermittently. Sometimes it's 5, 10, 15 minutes. Sometimes it's a couple of hours. And I've been noticing this a lot where I feel like this thing where they're talking about the Great Reset with the grids. I think this plays a part in it. Now, I'm not saying this is a fact, but I think this is playing a part in it where I see a lot of energy companies doing a lot of work. And I'm saying to myself, maybe it's because they're setting it up to where when they launch the Great Reset in this country, and for those of you who don't know what the Great Reset is, it's a series of events to really start a whole new system of control for the one world order system, where it's a whole new currency. Everything gets wiped out, from your debt to your ownership of land. Everything is wiped out, and they want to start something new for the one world order system. So I think that a lot of this stuff that's happening with electronics is because of that. I think a lot of it has to do with those 5G towers, because they still have some of the old networks. Like there's still 4G. 3G they did away with, though. They did that.
Right, you don't see that anymore.
They even sent out a memo, like if you have a phone that only operates, you have to upgrade, and they're changing the system. I remember that from AT&T. So I just think that when it comes to electronics, there's just so much damage being done by it, right? But also when it comes to the spiritual warfare, I feel like this is all one big setup to shut this shit down. Because, you know, think about how children, right? Especially with my daughter, when she was a teenager, it's like if they can't have a cell phone for like 30 minutes, they act like straight savages. You know? It's like
it's almost like it's a disease in a sense that, you know, it's scary.
So I think that with all of this stuff that's happening, it's setting up something, man, because it's happening a lot, especially with the internet. Like I'm just noticing that, like normally when the weather's bad and you have like really loud thunder and then rainfall, the internet will go out once in a blue. But we're having internet outages when it's 90 degrees outside, clear skies, you know, and it's still happening. So it's interesting you brought that up, because I think there's a lot of stuff that we just don't know in this digital world that we're in, especially when it comes to Google. Like Google's got a lot of shit working behind the scenes right now.
Yes, it does.
They have I think they have now a Google Learning Center or something like that they built. It's a Google something center. And it's in one of these countries. But yeah, Google's got a lot of shit behind the scenes that's going on, man, that a lot of people don't know about. I could tell you that Google has, Google's fucked with me. Like right now, my show should have, I've been podcasting for 2 years. My show should have at least between 40 and 60,000 downloads. From the trajectory from which I first started. I'm barely scraping 17,000 downloads, right? And the reason is because they've pretty much shadow banned my IP address in multiple countries. And even here in the United States. So when it comes to my statistics, there's still people listening to my show. Let's say you lived in Australia. You're still listening to my show, but I'm not seeing it on the stats sheet, which means that it's not being credited for any type of monetization or anything. I try to do a marketing campaign with an agency. And this is a place that they've had a very successful track record. They have a lot of good comments and all that. Very, what do you call it? This legitimate agency that handles marketing for podcasters. First time ever where they put out a campaign that looked good on their end, but when it came to my stats on Apple and Spotify, it was 0. So they put out a campaign. It's a campaign that generates people to want to download and listen to your show. Mm-hmm. And they'll generate anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 downloads within a 7 to 10 day period from blasting these campaigns. On their end, it showed that I had in 3 days 850 downloads, but still showed 0 on my stat sheet, and they could not figure it out. Yeah.
Oh, they know what they did.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm not stopping. Did. That's why I'm taking it to
Absolutely.
TV.
You go harder, brother. Go
That's
harder.
why I'm taking it to TV. You know, I feel like wherever they block you, the Most High is going to find another way. So the TV network is going to run on private servers, and it's all going to be subscription based. So all of the people that support me around the country will be able to just get the information from there. And then I won't be saying science appliance. I'll say vaccine.
Oh, no.
But is there anything else you want to talk about besides this this thing with the electronic corruption?
Yeah. I just want to say, thank you again for this opportunity, and I salute you and what you do. I mean, it's a gift from Yahweh to be able to speak in front of a bunch of folks every night and come up with and play the music. And I love the technology. Trust me, I admire everything that goes behind it, because it takes a lot to do that and put a show together. So again, that's amazing that you're doing this. And I salute every brother and sister who's doing podcasting and music. There are so many talented folks who are in this truth. And I salute all of you, and I support all of you, and y'all give me motivation to keep pushing harder every day as well. So I do want to say that.
Oh, shout out to Sister Antoinette. You got another one of your sisters.
Sister Antoinette, love you, girl. Yes.
Okay, so we got about 20 minutes left. Let me ask you this. Where do you want this to all culminate to? Like what type of in your entrepreneurship, what is it that you're looking to build from this, what you're doing right now with the paintings and with the vegan products?
I'm hoping to be able to build, not just sell. I don't want to just sell people paintings. I want to be able to uplift through my paintings and uplift brothers and sisters to do something that they're passionate about. I want to be able to give positivity to those who need it. I want to grow relationships with those who support my work as well. So I don't look at it as just from a business standpoint, but also spiritual standpoint is, creating these works with Yahweh. And it's also about connecting as well and gathering in his name. And that's overall what this is about for me, not just the business, but also the spirituality behind it, because that's what brought me to it.
I think we have a question from Brother D Nice. Let me make sure we get that in before we end this. He says, what happened to your toothpaste? Did you have toothpaste?
Yes, I did. Great question, Dina Nice. Yes, I had toothpaste. I still sell toothpaste if anyone is interested. It's all natural, organic. There's no fluoride in it or harsh chemicals that we're not supposed to consume. And I also, if anyone is interested, I do make a vegan lip balm. It's a clear lip balm for men and women. And I also can do, any gummy flavor that you want. I know folks might want to know that as well. As for the flavors of gummies, I can do any flavor that you want, any color that you would like. And again, there's no food coloring dyes or any harsh non-vegan thing in it as well. It's all natural from fruit, actual fruit.
Okay. And what is it that what do you think is like the greatest purpose that you're serving in the work that you're doing? What is the greatest purpose that you're serving the Most High with, which is serving his children, which is us?
I think that's the greatest part of it. And, you said it. That's the greatest part of it, is being able to utilize the gifts that Yahweh has given me through him, and to be able to move through him and help his children. We're all family, and it's so important and crucial for us to be here for one another, especially through these times that we're in now. We need each other more than ever, and we need Yah more than ever, first and foremost. That is the most important thing with this.
Yes, definitely. D-Nice said he tried it before. It was good. Definitely, I would like to try your toothpaste, because I get my toothpaste. There's a company that I've been using for over 10 years, maybe even longer than that. I think I've been using them for 13 or 14 years. It's called kissmyface.com. They're out in upstate New York. Yeah, they got a lot of like organic products. They got organic. I use their shaving cream and their underarm deodorant. But I'm gonna start ordering my underarm deodorant from this Hebrew brother that I met on IG. He got some great products, but I think, if I would have known a lot of things that I know now when it comes to these products, man, it would have saved me a lot of bad allergic reactions from my body.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Myself as well, because I have sensitive skin.
Yeah.
So you are absolutely right about that.
So as we still got time for the show, and I'm just checking to see if we have any other questions. If anybody, we still have 15 minutes, which is we really have about 10. But people, if you have any questions for Sister Brittney, get them out before the show is over, or forever hold your peace. So we were talking earlier about the importance of everybody being an entrepreneur. What do you think is if there's any advice that you can give somebody in people utilizing their spiritual gifts and putting it into some craft that can benefit them, not just spiritually, but also financially? What do you think is some good advice as far as for the person who wants to get into that? What do you think is the first step in beginning that process from what you experienced?
Yes, the first step to take when doing this is definitely research. You want to research everything. The types of products that you want to use, what ingredients you might want to use depending on what you're doing, supplies that you may need, how much it all costs. You want to research all of that. And then just brainstorm and put a plan together to the best of your ability, because it does not always go according to plan. And most of all, stay diligent with it and don't give up, and be confident in yourself and what it is that you want to bring out.
It's interesting you say that, because that's almost identical to the answer that Sister Antoinette gave. Starting her
Great
business.
minds think alike, sis.
Nah, but she said it like she did a lot of research. Like, but
yes,
it shows, right? When you try
Absolutely.
her products, because I just tried her oils last week for the first
She
time.
has some amazing products. Her lip gloss is popping. Her candles are amazing. Go ahead, Sis Antoinette. Yes.
Yep. The body butters, everything, man.
Yes, so amazing.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to use some of the bath salt to soak in to see if it'll help me.
I was going to say that'll be great
help
for
me
your
to
help you.
back
Yes.
Right now, I'm O. I'm not even ORRA. I'm O right now. All the information list. So, any final comments that you have for all the people listening around the world, for all the ones that are listening on this live broadcast, in the chat room, outside the chat room, and those that are going to be downloading the show? Any last and final comments?
Yes, I appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that you all take it upon yourselves to keep striving in your journeys and keep pushing forward at what you want to do with the help of Yahweh. Do not give up and stay faithful. And most of all, don't give up on yourself, because it's a lot to wake up every day and deal with ourselves sometimes. And sometimes I don't think we acknowledge that. And it's important that we do, because if we don't take care of ourselves, we cannot take care of anything or anybody. So I want to say that. And I hope that one day I can do a beautiful painting for you guys or make a vegan gummy. I am truly passionate about what I am working toward. So I thank y'all.
Thank you for that. And we do have another question. So it's from Brother Cook. He says, Britt, you ever think about using straight cocoa beans to make your chocolate?
Oh, no, I have not thought about that, but that is a wonderful idea, brother. And that just gives me ideas. I'm going to look into that, because that would be amazing to just go completely scratch. So yes, I'm going to consider it.
Yeah, you could probably mix the cocoa beans with the cocoa chips.
Yes, that would be so good. Yes, you guys. Thank you, brother, for that.
All right, sister. I want to thank you for coming on to the show. I'm going to say my final comments, but really do appreciate you coming on to the show.
I appreciate you.
We'll definitely have you do an interview on Passion Pursues Purpose. And I'm glad that you are following your spirit. You know, you are doing what I talk about, is getting out your own way and allowing Yahweh. And ever since you've done that, you are releasing all of your beautiful gifts and sharing them with the world. And I think that's what we all should be doing. So thank you.
Absolutely.
For your contributions within this challenging times we're in. We need more people like you doing Yahweh's good work.
Thank you so much again. I appreciate you for this opportunity, and all praise to Yahweh ben Yahweh and Yahweh Elohim.
Yeah, so brothers and sisters, I'm going to give another round of applause here to Sister Brittney. And let me find my thing here. Yes, another round of applause. All right, brothers and sisters, I want to thank you for tuning in to Faith Over Fear Friday. I hope that you got great substance from this show, which was episode 34, Righteous Creativity. And as I always say, when you live in the present, there's always an opportunity for a new beginning. Don't look for the light at the end of the tunnel, because the light is and always will be within you. So light up the tunnel and find your way through the darkness. This is ORRA the Informationalist saying peace, love, and light. and Barakatah.